Hi, my name's Jeanette, and welcome to Beyond the Bridge. That's not the name of it. It's called The Bridge Within. Sorry, this is my very first video, and we are a new channel, and I am hoping that together we can grow spiritually and learn from one another. That's my goal. So I thought I would start out with some automatic writing, and I know there's all different types of ways to do it. Everyone has seems to have their own unique way of doing it, and the way I learned was by writing a letter to God with some questions and then writing a letter like God is flowing through me and answering. That seems to work well for me. And I would love it if you would share what works for you because there's no right or wrong way to do anything in the intuitive way. You just do what feels right for you. And I think God will meet you halfway. So, I did this on Sunday of February 8th of this year, 2026, and I had a question. Dear Creator of all that is, what do you have planned for humanity, the animals and plants of this place we call Earth? The answer I got was, I have several plans, not one plan will fit all. I have an individual plan for all my creations. For humans, it depends on the work they have put into improving themselves throughout their lifetimes. If you haven't done the work and refuse to grow towards me, I will be kind and gracious. But no, there is consequences to our decisions. And I will have to put a cease to your ability to create pain by absorbing your energy back into me, where I will take your essence and absorb your energy back into me, where I will transmute what you have become into something beautiful. But you as an individual, but you as an individual, but you as an individual will cease to exist as you will become part of me. Your free agency will cease to exist because you chose to abuse and squander your power. That is the worst, which isn't really so bad. For those who are still working on improving themselves, I will meet you where you are so you can continue to grow. But it is time to separate mankind. The process has already begun. Not everyone is progressing at the same pace, and I can no longer hold my children's growth back. Some are ready to fly. There are many paths that lead back to me. Each path is as individual as the person who travels it. At times, paths will cross, weaving in and out of others who you need to share experiences with. But no, each path is individual for each one of my children. You will be on the path that is right for you. The path you travel will lead to me. So feel free and easy and enjoy your journey. Some of you have chosen to take, should I say, the more scenic route. It will be harder, having more lessons, because you have chosen a crash course in ascension. We are not to judge anyone who takes the slower or harder path, as they are still headed towards me. I love them and will send them signs and encouragement and miracles as needed, so they can continue to learn and grow. They will eventually make it to the same finish line as everyone else. Your lives are a marathon and not a sprint. This marathon will take you to places that will be for your best outcome. As for my more experienced children who are ending their journey towards enlightenment, know it will be soon. I can't give the date or hour because that depends on you. But know you are close. This is not a time to give up. Use this remaining time to learn, grow, and bless those you come in contact with. As for my animal and plant kingdoms, their hearts are pure, and they sacrifice much to help you grow. Appreciate them, thank them, respect them, and pray for them. Their glory is assured. Anyways, I thought to ask that question. What was the original question? I forget. Thank you for bearing with me. The question was, what do you have planned for humanity, the animals and the plants of this place we call Earth? I asked that because things seem to be really weird right now. This is a world that I didn't grow up in. I never realized this world could change so much, but it has. And it's been hard for everyone lately. We each have our own challenges. And I just wanted to know what it is that God has planned for us. Because personally, it's been hard for me. I've had a hard year. I've had over 4 surgeries within a year. And just when I think I'm feeling well enough to go back to work, well, something else crops up. I know I'll get better, but it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. Apparently, I'm taking the more scenic route. Anyway, I just wanted to know because I also see how we cut down all the trees. We had this beautiful tree that was about 200, 300 years old. It was a hardwood tree. I forget what kind it was, like a horse chestnut tree. It was beautiful and glorious and sat in the middle of this field that I would drive past all the time. In fact, I would take that route to the highway just so I could pass that tree, and then one day it was gone. We just don't seem to appreciate, I'm not saying you and me, but I'm just saying this world doesn't seem to appreciate our plant life or our animals. I see them struggle too. And I also see each other, humanity struggle. And it makes me cry a lot. I cry a lot. I'm tired of crying a lot. I'm tired of having a broken heart. So I wanted to ask. And that does make me feel better because I know there's a plan. I didn't know what it was before. So I grew up being a Mormon. No, sorry, I didn't grow up being a Mormon. In a way, I did. But I grew up, my dad was Catholic and my mom was Jehovah's Witness, but they argued about religion. So I was kind of free to choose what I wanted. And when I went to get married, I married a nice Mormon man. And I followed that faith for a long time and I raised my children in there. So I really grew up and was around very good Christian values and really depended upon the scriptures to tell us what was going to happen. I knew there would come a day. We were promised that there would come a day when things would be peaceful, where the prey would be able to lay with oh, like the lamb would be able to lay with the wolf, and where the baby would be able to play with the asp. It was where everything is living in unity. So I know that is a plan in the Bible. But as I have grown, I did leave the churches. I became discouraged, not in God, and I still believe in Jesus and I still honor him and am so grateful for him. That's my path. And he is the one that influences me. You might have someone else that influences you, and that's fine. So, as I grew away from the Christian faiths because I saw some hip, hypocrites, I can't say the word right now. They weren't walking the walk, walking the talk, not always, and it bothered me. And so I decided to grow and study other spiritual practices. And each one has a different view of what's going to happen. Like, I was listening to a Native American one where they say there will be two paths, and eventually, and the right, mankind starts out on one path, and eventually it splits off, and one is the harder path, and the other one's a beautiful path where you just wake up and the world is beautiful and is peaceful. But we will walk the same path for a while. It's just that it will get wider and wider. I thought that was really interesting. I think I read that during COVID. Yeah, it was 2020. And I really liked that. That really spoke to me. And then before that, I would say about 2017, there was this man that went to the spirituals church with me, and he became a good friend. But he was kind of wild. He was a different thinker. And if anyone is an extraterrestrial who came down to have a human experience, it would have been my friend Peter. And he was talking about how the world will end. And he said, well, who knows? Maybe there'll just be a flash of light and everything will be over, and we'll wake up on the other side and think, wow, that was wild. And that got me to thinking too, well, and then there is some theory about maybe that's how we enter into the new world, is through a flash of light. Who knows? Who cares? Because in the end, it's going to happen. We just have to have faith, and we have to buoy each other up. When one is down, the other one that's not so down has to kind of remind them of what's coming. That's what I have noticed that me and my friends are doing, and it has made a big difference to me, and they say it has made a big difference to them. So I encourage you to find a group of people that you can trust that can do the same for you. And if you don't have that, know that you can write letters to God, or if you want to write letters to your guides or whoever, that's fine. But just know that you're not alone. There's always love and spirit and the spirit of God surrounding us. And we can tap into that love, and we can tap into his knowledge. So, anyways, I want to thank you for sharing this time with me with my first video. And I, again, I hope that you will share in the message box what works for you when you do your automatic writing, because I am so open to having new experiences and to learning, because that's, again, like I said before, that's what I want from this channel. I want to grow, and I want you to grow, and I want us to grow together, because I think we all have something important to offer. Thank you for joining me. Bye.